Hello guys, this is Josh once again and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot again another reaction video. I think this is already my second reaction video. But this time around, I'd like to share my thoughts and my reaction around the so-called CR controversy. I'm sure you guys are very much familiar with this kasi laman to lahat ng news, lahat ng pahayagan sa Facebook, sa Twitter, and even sa mga balita, both print and also sa television, and involving one transgender woman who happened to experience stereotyping or violation of her so-called rights sa isa sa mga malls sa Cubao. Okay? Pero bago ko to discuss or bago ko ipagtuloy dito sa video na to, ang goal ko lang naman po dito sa video na to is number one, there's no hate about this video. Okay? Just basically, I just wanted to voice out in my humble opinion what I feel and what my thoughts are about this particular incident. And also, I'd like to voice out and make use of my channel to voice out my share as a member of the LGBTQ+. And lastly, I'd like to also share a little bit of an education for those people who do not understand where these people are coming from. Well, again, this is just based from what I understand. I may not be an expert on this, but at least this is what I have researched and this is what I know. So, we're gonna get through it very, very quickly. Basically, ano ba yung nangyari? Bigyan ko lang kayo ng premise. So, what happened was there was this transgender woman who named herself as Gretchen Diaz. When I was going for reading her profile, she said HR director in one of the BPO company. And having that said, that speaks a lot of how she is very much across policies and procedure, most especially concerning human resources. And also the ordinances of a particular city. I'm just not sure if where her office resides or which city. But obviously, being in a human resources section, for sure you know very much your rights, and you know very much, and you're keen into the policies and procedures and laws as well. So what happened was, she was not allowed to get inside the ladies' room. And what happened was, nung hindi siya pinayagan na pumunta sa ladies' room, nagkaroon sila na pagtatalo ng janitress, and then she was grabbed going to the security office, and from the security office she was asked to do a medical test. I do not understand as to why it has to be done and where did it happen. And after the medical test, she was handcuffed, alright, and she was actually sent to Camp Karingal. And I think the charge was unjust vexation. Maybe because she was taking a video, and that's something that I understand because nowadays, because of the social media na kumakalat, ma-videohan ka lang, mababash ka, and there are times that buti lang kung bash siya, at times hindi lang siya bash, but it's more of it will post threats on your life, not only for you but on your family. And probably that's the reason why the management or that the janitress posted a case against Gretchen under unjust vexation. Okay? Meron po akong laptop, so I'm just going through my PowerPoint presentation para at least di po mawala yung mga points ko. So these are my pointers. So first thing is that there is already a gender sensitivity ordinance that is part of the anti-discrimination ordinance of Quezon City. I commend the marketing section of, I'm not sure if it's Araneta or just Farmers, that they said wala silang rehash or formal education and training about gender sensitivity, particularly dito nga sa usapin ng mga LGBTQ+. Alright? And nakakalungkot yun because ito yung isang ordinansang isinulog sa isang lungsod, pero hindi nag-comply yung isang establishment, particular na dito sa Farmers Plaza, diba? And to the janitress, I think you need to take seriously your anger management. I was able to watch the video multiple times, and seryoso, your temper was really very low. Like there were some episodes in the video na you tried to grab Gretchen, and there was a point wherein you did not slap her, but you actually hit her. because you're trying to stop her from videographing you. And for me, that's foul, okay? And there was also an instance where, let me know. There was also an instance where si Congresswoman, pumunta siya sa presinto, and then she was just educating you. You know, that usual, di ba, pag tayo pinapagalitan tayo, siniserver tayo ng mga bulang natin, just an act of, you know, respect. You just still have to listen and stay. But what he did was he left. He walked out in front of the Congresswoman. And for me, I find it very rude, and I find it inappropriate. Okay? Also, why does it need to have a ponsa? So I'm not a lawyer, but I understand that it's a crime. Unjust vexation is a crime. But my take is, kung yung tao naman is hindi naman talaga nagwawala, or hindi naman nag-create ng harm for you, I don't think you need that process. And what I hate about, sorry for the term hate, is that I'm not mad in the janitress. Again, I didn't mean hate on this video, but also hindi ko lang siguro matatanggap yung mga hate statements like maganda ka ba, hindi ka artistahinte. If you're not gonna say anything good, I guess you just have to keep your mouth shut. Alright, and let the process roll kung talaga may kasalanan yung tao, diba? And considering also that there is a city ordinance that protects gender sensitivity and at the same time anti-discrimination, I think it was promulgated by the current mayor of Quezon City, Joy Belmonte. Ang tanong ko dito, bakit walang, aside from number one, sige sabihin na natin walang formal research or education or awareness sa mga tao dito. Number two, how can they comply with it if these people does not know? Number three, if for example, granting hypothetically na talagang walang CR na gender neutral, ano ngayon ang gagawin nila para sa mga gaya ni Gretchen? Tigil lang ng ihi. So yun lang naman yung take ko doon, and that in its form, that very form of negligence on the part of farmers, para po sa akin, opinion ko lang po ito, is merong kakulangan because hindi po natin makukumply yung requirement na yun kung wala po tayong gender sensitive na the restroom para po ma-accommodate yung mga transgender natin mga kababayan. And also, dahil nga po dito sa usapin na po na pagkakaroon ng eskandalo dito sa nasabing mall, is umugong na naman yung pagtulak na tinatawag natin SOGIE bill. I think nakapasa na ito nakalusot na ito sa mababang kapulungan ng Kongreso, at ngayon ay dinidinig ito sa Senado. But in the upper house, napapakinggan ko po yung ilang mga probing sessions and their discourse around the bill, and later on isasabihin ko lang po yung opinion ko doon na parang nakakalungkot na pinapanood sila na wala akong nakuha sustansya sa kung paano nila tinatalakay itong importante usapin patungkol sa SOGIE bill. So ano po ba yung SOGIE bill, right? So SOGIE is not just very popular in the Philippines, but most of the countries right now, most especially the forwarded ones, they have SOGIE already. So, sisimplihan ko lang po ito. So sexual orientation would mean saan ka ba na-attract. So, halimbawa ako, gagamitin ko po yung example ng sarili ko. Ang akin pong sexual orientation ay bisexual. Ibig sabihin, paminsan-minsan, na-attract po ako sa mga babae, pero mas madalas na-attract po ako sa lalaki. Obviously, okay? That's what you mean by sexual orientation. Ano yung tinatawag natin sexual identity? Sexual identity would mean ito ay kung paano mo kinikilala mo yung sarili, kung ano ba ang pagtanggap mo sa iyong sarili. For example, kay Gretchen na lang, maaari siya ang kanyang genitalia, or may pasok pa lang po yung salitang sex. No, sex is something that is identified by the doctor during your birth, nung pinanganak ka na. At ilalagay doon kung ikaw ay lalaki o babae. Pero hindi nangangahulugan na pag ikaw ay lalaki o babae, lalaki at babae na rin ang iyong sexual identity. Kasi nga po, ang sexual identity is ito ay kung paano mo tinitingnan or kinikilala ang iyong sarili. For example, kay Gretchen na lang, si Gretchen, ang tingin niya sa kanyang sarili ay babae. Huwag na po natin siyang guluhin. Kagaya na rin po nung sa akin, for example, ako po, ang aking sexual identity ay malinaw. Ako po ay isang lalaki pa rin. So, naiintindihan po natin, hindi naman po nangangahulugan na kailangan it would coincide. Those two items must coincide, hindi po. And lastly, meron po tayong tinatawag na gender expression. Gender expression is very simple. That would just mean, ito is kung paano mo na-express sa sarili mo. Like ako po, ang aking gender expression ay lalaki. Kaya makikita nyo, hindi naman po ako nagdadamit ng dress, hindi naman po ako nag-sistolero, hindi naman po ako nagda-duster. So, damit lalaki pa rin po ako. Na-attract po ako sa babae at lalaki, kaya ako po ay bisexual. That's my sexual orientation. Pero ang aking gender identity ay lalaki because tanggap ko po sa aking sarili na ako po ay lalaki. So, I hope nakatulong po at hindi ko kayo nilito, but it's just very, very simple. Okay, I will try to type it on the description box, most especially for those who are highly visual para at least maintindihan nyo yung business. Now, punta na po tayo dun sa second point ko at gusto ko lang pong i-simplify it. Sa akin, napakalaga po ng respect. So, we just have to respect each other's preference. To the girls, pasensya na po kayo din sa mga maaaring mga kababaihan. Hindi ko po nila lahat, pero may mga ilan-ilan. At ako po rin nagtatanong-tanong din naman. Nung pag tinatanong mo sila, komportable pa po ba kayo na meron pong mga lalaki? And when I say lalaki, ito po yung transgender na din kasama. Kasi ang tingin po natin dito is, basta may genitalia ka pa rin ng lalaki or may penis ka pa din, kahit naka-dress ka, lalaki ka pa rin. So, ganun po yung tingin. At naiintindihan ko po personally yung disagreement ng mga babae na hindi sila komportable on the basis of, may genitalia pa rin itong mga mukhang babae lalaki na ito, ay meron pa rin talaga silang aring pang lalaki. At yun po ay isa rin, kung tayo po ay humihingi ng respeto sa kanilang preference, dapat tayo rin po ay tumanggap ng respeto. I-respeto rin po natin ang kanilang preference na hindi po sila komportable. Pero ang akin naman pong pagtingin dito is, hindi ho ba sa pambabae restroom is meron naman pong mga cubicles. So, maaaring hindi ko po naiintindihan kung may mga bagay kayong pwedeng gawin na hindi sa loob ng cubicle. Maybe for example, mag-aayos ba kayo ng branyo or lalagay kayo ng makeup or hindi nyo ba maayos yung pants nyo dahil iniisip nyo na baka mamaya may lalaki sa loob ng banyo nyo. That's something I may not understand kasi hindi naman po ang babae. Pero yun lang po, pinipilit kong intindihan na meron naman pong mga private spaces or cubicles so you can do your own stuff. Bakit meron pa rin itong ganitong kalituhan at nagiging big deal pa rin po ito sa atin? And itong kagaya ni Gretchen, like, nai-imagine nyo ba, halimbawa, mayroong ganitong 5 klaseng gagandang babae na umiiig sa cubicle. Like, my take is, dapat maintindihan ulit natin ano ba yung kanilang sexual identity or gender identity. Kung ang tingin nila sa sarili nila ay babae, bakit sila magsisiyar sa CR ng lalaki? Alright? Yun yung unang point. At huwag na po natin sanang guluhin kasi ito po ay paraan kung paano nila tinatanggap yung kanilang sarili. While at this point, we have yet to reach that level of accepting this as norms kasi ito po ay napakamahabang usapin ng pagtanggap kung ano ba ang dapat sa isang partikular na lugar. My take is, why don't we just allocate, a gender neutral restroom para na rin po marespeto natin yung mga kababaihan or yung mga kalalakihan at hindi sila mailang. And at the same time, mabigyan din po natin ng protection itong nararamdaman nitong ating mga kababayan kabilang sa LGBTQ+. Again, kung titingnan niyo po, iba-iba kasi yung perspektibo, pero ito po ay nag-uugat lamang sa paggalang sa nararamdaman ng bawat isa. Yun lang naman po yung gustong puntahan doon. At kung kinakailangan, hanggat di pa natin nararating yung ganung level, bakit hindi po tayo gumawa or mag-allocate ng CR or comfort rooms para sa mga gender sensitive, that are gender sensitives. And ako ang pagtanggap ko dito, hindi lang naman ito isapin ng pag-ihi, kaya nang narinig ko sa Senate or sa ibang mga napapanood kong vlog, hindi lang naman po ito usapin ng pag-ihi, but ito po ay usapin malalim na usapin patungkol sa paano ba natin nire-respeto ang preference ng isang tao, gayon din ang kanilang mga nararamdaman. Nakakalungkot, no? When I was watching the Senate votes, like, sabi ko nga kanina, lumusot ito sa mababang kapulungan at ito dinidulog or dinidinig sa Senado. Pero I appeal to the Senate or to the senators of the Philippines. Like, I hope you guys will speak the language that is acceptable to the avenue of your workplace. Like, it's a plenary hall, and I expect that the people in there would also be utilizing terms and words that are actually demanded by the platform or your arena in there. And also, nakikiusap po ako na sana pag-a-attend naman po tayo na hearing at you know that you're going to do your probe. Gawin po natin yung homework natin because when you watch it, there are some basic terminologies about the SOGIE that some senators do not understand. At ito po ay magpapatagal sa diskusyon. I always remember what Miriam Defensor, the late Miriam Defensor Santiago said before, let's just remove the camera and I'm sure we will resolve this and we will finish our probe and our hearing in no time because it has, at some point, it has become trial by publicity na rin kasi. But I just really hope yun naman yun. Sana naman po mag-aral po tayo, magbasa po tayo para at least pag nandun na po tayo sa platform at sa plenary hall, mas madalis na po yung pagtalakay sa mga ganitong klase ng sakit. Yung panghuli na lang po na gusto ko iwan sa mga nanonood sa akin. For you, ate, the janitress, I feel really sorry for you because you do not really know. Probably it's also the responsibility of the people you work for na i-educate ka para mas maintindihan mo at para maganap mo rin ng maayos ang trabaho. But I don't feel sorry about how you manage your anger and your behavior or your demeanor in addressing difficult situations like that. And I hope you get to improve that sa sarili mo. Farmers Plaza establishment. I hope you get to educate your people. It's never too late. And at the end of the day, these people are still under your jurisdiction. So, kawawa rin naman po sila pag nalalagay sila sa mga ganitong mga eskandalo. And Dr. Gretchen, I sympathize with you. And I commend you for fighting what is right. And I really appreciate the fact that you keep your post and your demeanor at umakto ka ng nararapat bilang isang tao at bilang miyembro ng isang LGBTQ+ na dapat ay irespeto. At panghuli, para sa ating mga lawmakers, sana naman po bigyan natin ng pagkakataon na dinggin ng maayos at bigyan ng maayos at masustansyang diskurso ang usapin ng pagsasabatas ng SOGIE bill. And nakikiusap po ako sa mga ilang senador na sana po ay intindihin po natin ang mga kapaloob sa SOGIE bill pamula sa mga terminolohiyang gagamitin, sa mga salita at sa mga definition bill. At sa ganun, mas maunawaan po natin, mas mapabilis po ang pagtalakay. At ngayon, kung hindi po ito lulusot sa inyo, at least nabigyan po natin ng karampatang atensyon at we were able to provide to the best of our capability. So, yun lamang po at I just really hope that maayos po ito in no time. And naniniwala po ako na darating yung panahon na even Gretchen would be able to mapatawad niya yung janitress, and in the same way, the janitress naman kasi is nanghihingi na rin ng pasensya. I think it was in writing. And I just really hope na kung maipasa man o hindi itong SOGIE bill, magsilbing aral po ito sana sa ating lahat na dapat po natin irespeto ang karapatan ng tao. Ano man po ang ating antas, ano man po ang ating gender sa lipunan. Dahil tayo po yung lahat ay Pilipino at tayo po ay dapat pinaproteksyonan ng mga batas ng ating. So yun lamang mga kaposh, maraming salamat po sa inyo lahat. And please, if you like this video at tingin nyo makakatulong to at makakadagdag ng knowledge sa ibang tao, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe on my channel in my next video. Good night, bye!